I think we are. It says broadcast is live.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, this is confusing me. Oh, okay. Man, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Yo, this is KLA. Cloud the Wanderer. I have a special guest. Her name is Jennifer Thomas. She's a pro
Hello.
wrestler. She's a pro wrestler, and she's gonna tell me her story. She can't stay long, but she gave me some time for her. So enjoy the interview. All right, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on today. Sorry that I have to cut it short, but I'm known for quality versus quantity. Keep it short and sweet and interesting. And so we don't want to be on too long because as exciting as my life is, it can be kind of boring in some parts. So I just want to share the exciting parts of my life with you.
Okay, that's no doubt. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
How, where can I start? Well, I first seen you. You did like an interview with someone in Session Girls,
Yes.
and yeah, and then because I didn't know who you were, and I think I was kind of researching somebody else, and that I was trying to interview, but I seen you interview Sheena Wrestler and other people, but I discovered you like you wrestle, and I seen you in Fight Pulse, and I downloaded it and I was watching it. It was like very entertaining. He's tying up the guy up and stuff. That was the only fight you did in that video.
No, I did several matches, but that was one of the videos in that day that I did. So I think I did 5 matches that day, and that was just happened to be one of them.
Oh,
So,
what's
and I have to say, I'm not that experienced with any kind of bondage match. I'm usually, I usually tie people up with my own body parts. I don't have to use rope, but the promoter asked for a special request to use rope, and so I figured, why not? I'll give it a shot. And I think I did pretty good at it, if I remember correctly.
yeah, you did pretty good. Like you talking shit, did all this crazy. Yeah. You
So
do you
I don't know. Are you a pro wrestling fan, or are you a session wrestling fan, or are you a combination of the two?
I'm a session wrestling fan.
You're a session
Um
wrestling fan. Okay.
yes, man. And I do like I was into bodybuilding and stuff like that, and then I started, looking at, mixed wrestling and stuff. I was fascinated by it. So, I
Well,
never did.
I was fascinated by it too when I first discovered it. Because my career started with pro wrestling, and that was back in 2004, which is, oh my gosh, like way too long ago. Um, so
Um,
basically, I started with pro wrestling, and
so
pro wrestling took me to
so
session wrestling.
how you started, like, just to do, you don't look like the type that somebody would say you're a wrestler, if I could say that.
Really? Well, I'm like the girl next door. You would never
Yeah.
suspect me being, someone that kicks butt for a living. But I love that. I kind of like being that person that, people wouldn't assume anything of me. They would say, "Oh, she's just the sweet nice girl," which I am a sweet nice girl. But, but when it's time to, mean business, I will show up in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, but no, I absolutely love the competitive and entertainment value of wrestling. And I started with pro wrestling, which led to session wrestling. And session wrestling was a way of me to make money from doing what I love to do. And I've been at it ever since. I can't see myself ever quitting. I love dominating men, and I love dominating women. So it's been an unusual path for me, but it's been an exciting one, and one that I hope never ends, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen like I downloaded your videos. It's very, how can I say, arousing.
you know, when I said that you're not the type that, you know, I just said it like you look like you could be on TV or something like that. You look like you kind of remind me of Pamela Lee Anderson in the
Oh,
90s. Like you was like you're like in a late TV show, late 2000. That's how you look. You know, that's how you look to me. Like not a
well,
bad thing.
people have said that I look like, people that are famous. Like I had one person, I'll take it away as a compliment. She goes, "You look like Carmen Electra," and this was a few years ago that she said this,
Yeah.
or, I've had other, people say, "You look like somebody famous," or "You look like J-Lo." I love that one too. I'm like, hey, keep, bring it on. I love looking like J-Lo. But, no, I mean, it's funny. I'm not on TV, but you never know. My life isn't over yet. I may one be.
Right. I mean, do you do like theatrical? Because you seem like looking at your videos, you do like theatrical,
Well,
you know. Like,
my career started with pro wrestling. So pro wrestling incorporates a lot of theatrical, so it's, my job is to be over the top, larger than life, act, and, think more outside of just wrestling. I have to be a character. So that's where my pro wrestling background comes in handy with, especially doing these custom videos, is I'm allowed to express a lot, I'm allowed to express myself a lot more than what maybe most wrestlers do, because they're so busy just wrestling and focusing on the next hold, where I will not only focus on the next hold, but I'll smile at you, or I'll wink at you, or I'll tell you to call me Princess Jennifer with a smile on my face,
no, okay.
so.
All right.
Mhm.
So how you like you did tryouts in pro wrestling? Like how's the process of it? Like did you had to wrestle men or both? Like you went to a wrestling camp or something like that or
Well, I trained with WWE at their developmental center in Kentucky, which was called Ohio Valley Wrestling.
oh
And basically, I got to train with all the top WWE superstars.
okay.
So my belief is that if you want to be the best, you have to train with the best. And so I decided to leave Los Angeles, pack up, and move to Kentucky, which was was a culture shock. But
Right.
it gave me the best training, and I got to, like I said, be with the best and learn a lot from them. And basically, I have never lost that. I've never lost that knowledge. I still use that knowledge to this day, even though I'm not on television or in big, huge arenas wrestling for, hundreds of thousands of people. I still use that knowledge from the best in every parts of my life.
Okay. We have some comments. It's a friend of mine, Rolando G. Hello, Jennifer. You look sensational, very new to you. And
Wow,
so
thank you, thank you, thank you.
he also writes, I know about Ohio Valley Wrestling. Wow, Jennifer. Any chance you had chance on next? Whatever.
They weren't around when I was with OVW, actually. So it was just Raw and SmackDown at that time.
Right.
And then I left after NXT, or before NXT came around. So, but yeah, I would love to be with NXT one of these days. But I just feel like my time is kind of over. Like I'm almost 50 years old this year. So
Mm.
unless they hire, or unless they have a Golden Girls division, I'm not going to get hired. So what I've done is I've created my own promotion, because I manage many beautiful women around the world that are female athletes, female wrestlers, and I'm doing my own thing with it.
Yeah.
So, so I'm excited about that.
Okay. What's it like working with the other women athletes? Like is it challenging or
Well, when they're better than you are, yes, it's very challenging, but it's awesome, because it's the challenges that make you grow and make you become better. So, yeah, I've wrestled a lot, not just in pro wrestling, but in the session wrestling world too. You know, I wrestled Natty Neidhart, I've wrestled Beth Phoenix, I've wrestled Mickey James, I've wrestled Katie Lee Burchill, I've wrestled Shelly Martinez. All of them are great, amazing wrestlers, and they're tough cookies, you know, and you know, they bring everything to the table, and it's your job to keep up with them. And thank God I have.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, growing up, you know, I would watch wrestling and stuff like that with other kids and stuff because, you know, it seemed like it was like a fad, you know, when you was a kid, you watching WWF at the time and Hulk Hogan and watch Macho Man, Randy Savage. I remember they had the cartoon, Hulk Hogan, Rock and Wrestling. I remember that. It was big, you know. I'm sure you probably remember that because we like the same age. I'm 47. You about
Well,
hitting 50.
I never really watched much wrestling when I was a kid, believe it or not. My brother watched the wrestling, but I was more interested in watching Smurfs.
Oh,
So I never really got into wrestling. It wasn't until I was like 29 years old that I started wrestling. So wrestling came to me. I never, you know, went to it. Wrestling found me and took a hold of me, and it's I haven't tapped out yet. So I'm enjoying every year that I've had with it. So, but yeah, I came into it not being a fan, actually. I came
mm,
into it just because I used to do fitness competitions and I was getting very tired of it, but I wanted to do something fun and exciting. And I didn't want a real job. I didn't want to go into an office job, you know, working 40 hours a week. I wanted something where I could have my freedom. And pro wrestling, in my mind, was the perfect fit at that time.
and so you was doing fitness competitions
Yeah. Hmm.
at the time. What you was wellness or you were
I was figure.
you was figure. How did you do in that?
I did very well. I
Oh,
did very, very, very well. I've won many trophies. I didn't go to the pro levels. Um, I didn't go to the pro levels, but that's fine. I transferred into wrestling, and then, like I said, wrestling took a hold of me, and I haven't looked back since.
okay. So like on with Fight Pulse, you just did you did several like it like how Fight Pulse like somebody like from America, you know, going to Europe and stuff like that. Like how's the process of that if you can explain.
Basically, I just received an email from Naji. That's his name, is Naji,
Yeah.
and he runs Fight Pulse. And he says, Jennifer, would you be interested in coming to Prague to wrestle for my promotion, Fight Pulse? And he goes, I will cover your hotel, I'll cover your airfare, and you'll get paid for the matches. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a dream come true. I get to like travel the world, you know, or, you know, travel to a place that I would never go to, and have that experience and get paid for it. So like, it's like having a paid vacation. So I jumped on the opportunity, and I stayed there, I think, for about a week, and it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching, from time to time I would watch like download the Fight Pulse videos. They're very entertaining, and that's when I seen you because I didn't really know who you were because I remember on YouTube you have the Session Girls YouTube channel, and so you was interviewing somebody this lady, her name is Angie or something, and
Yes.
she was like a trained jujitsu, and she kind of put you to sleep.
Yeah. She did. She demonstrated one of her holds and knocked me out.
Yeah, and I see you. You had this face like, damn, this bitch. like you was like, damn, she just like you was humiliated a little bit, like you was annoyed by that. You didn't like it too much, but
I'm a giver, not a receiver. I like
yeah,
to give. Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I mean, like, but then I will watch your videos and stuff. I seen the Intruder. I seen you also wrestled a guy. His name is Steve. He does like these mixed
Steve
videos.
Steve's Wrestling Adventures.
Yeah, yeah. I've been seeing him for years, and I seen you, you know, wrestling him and stuff. So it was kind of arousing, you know. So to,
Well,
but
awesome. I'm glad you enjoy the videos.
yeah, 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 yeah. Hold on. So my guy Rolando G. Wow, your own business with the wrestling. Awesome. I like women who their own business, especially if you're wrestling profession. And he also says, wow, wow, he writes a lot. That must have been a challenger. Wow, out of your element with that Angie lady. I would thought you got the best of Jennifer. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of, so you, do you know jujitsu or anything like that, or
I'm just a
no?
trained pro wrestler. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
any Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
Um, I did take a little bit of catch wrestling class, but Angie's a world champion. Okay. So me being a pro wrestler, I have no chance against a world champion BJJ girl. So, you know, but it was all done in fun. It was just a demonstration, part of the
right.
interview. It wasn't like we were competitively really going at it, but I don't even think she realizes her own strength, because that really did take me take me
Yeah.
by surprise, but it's all good. It adds for extra entertainment value.
Okay. So how often do you travel? Like when you do like session wrestling, is it tiring at times? Like,
Well, I don't travel as much anymore because I'm too focused on working on my future event coming up June 17th,
okay,
as well as managing the website Session Girls. So, but I do travel if it gets sponsored. So if somebody's willing to pay for my travel to come to their city, I'm more than happy to go and see them and wrestle them and, enjoy a couple days there and then fly back home.
how you came up with the site Session Girls? Like you contacted every like female wrestler, or
No, there was when I first started session wrestling, there was only one site available called WB270. Are you familiar with WB270?
no? No.
No? Okay. Well, it was basically the only mixed wrestling site in the world. And basically I came up with Session Girls because there was no way for girls to manage their own profiles. We would
Okay.
always have to contact the owner of the website and ask him to post our travel or to add our photos or to change our information. And it was just like a pain in the ass. And so in my mind, I start thinking, well, what can I do to make this better? And plus, it's a very old website, and it's never been upgraded. It's from like 1997.
Mm,
So I decided, I'm going to create my own website that's mixed wrestling too. So back in 2010, I created Session Girls, and basically all the girls can log into their profile. They can change their photos. They can post their travels, and they can manage it on their own versus having to go to somebody else. And that's what made me create Session Girls. So it was basically servicing the needs of the girls. Hmm.
okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, me, I just, my site is Athena 2. I've been watching. I don't know if you ever heard of that, like where they have the female bodybuilders, like and they have like it's competitive. It's
Okay.
competitive, like women train like in jujitsu or whatever, but it's mostly mixed wrestling and stuff like that. I usually watch that. Sometimes I'll download it and look at it and stuff. So
Cool. Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I would say I've been watching. I discovered Athena 2 like maybe 2013 or 2011. It's one of those years. So yeah.
Okay.
So not no, I was gonna ask so like how's like the session with the men, like do is it like different clients like that you like encounter all the time, and like what kind of clients do you encounter like
The
in your session?
clients that I see, they're very polite, they're very professional, and I've been very, very lucky to have quality clientele. I haven't had anyone that's given me problems. If they do give me problems, I kind of filter them out by their email. So by their email, I can already tell, oh, this guy's no good. I don't want him, So, but for every guy that I've seen in person, like literally 98% of them have been wonderful. They show up on time, they're showered, and I kick their butt. And an hour later, they take off and they realize that, a woman can be stronger than a man.
Oh.
I prove it all the time.
Oh. Do you like deal with guys that's probably stronger than you or more skilled than you or anything like that?
It's happened a couple times. I've been humiliated,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
very, very, very rare. But there's a couple times where the guy is like a bodybuilder guy. He's young and he has training. He's went to college and did wrestling, and with those kind of guys, I'm in trouble, because they know what they're doing. A lot of the guys that I see, they don't really have any wrestling skills. They're just much bigger than me. And my skills are able to put them in their place just the way I like.
What kind of moves you mostly do, like, to them? Like, you do like scissors or?
Well, I'm famous for my headlock.
Oh yeah. I remember, like, you did give this guy a headlock and he couldn't get out of it. You remember? Yeah, I remember you really humiliated that guy while looking at that video. I couldn't stop. Yeah, I remember that. I was like, I think he was. I forgot his name, but they be like they like in Fight Pulse they have like on these weak guys. Really, I mean they're not weak, but they could be a little athletic looking, but they don't have no wrestling skills like that. And I'm mostly the women they beat them up and stuff like that, and so.
Yeah, well, it's not my fault that they don't have wrestling experience. They need to get some and then maybe challenge me to a rematch. But I'll still kick their butt. So I'm not too worried about it.
Would you fight a transgender?
Yeah, I would. In fact, I have a transgender coming to my event on June 17th. I mean, come on, my whole life is wrestling men. So what's the difference if I wrestle a transgender?
No, I asked because like I hear like in the news like women they have there's women that have an issue with transgender coming into women's sports and stuff, and then they
I
would
don't have an
dominate.
issue at all. I don't have an issue at all, especially in the profession that I'm in where I wrestle men. So it's not an issue because I'm so used to wrestling men that wrestling a transgender in my mind is just like wrestling a guy.
Mm. All right, Mateo Gaming YT Jennifer, can you do a little flex?
Oh, I feel like I've lost my muscles, but yes, I'll give you a little flex. See what's left of me. I got my shoulders still.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And you're 50 years old. I mean, you don't really look 50 like to me. You look like you just probably hit 40. Like.
Well, your lifestyle choices, it makes a big difference. Thankfully, I've lived a very active life and I, try to drink lots of water and eat healthy most of the time and enjoy an occasional margarita here and there. But I believe that the choices you make in your life definitely determine the outcome of how well you look as you age. But thank you very much.
Are you single or anything like that, or?
Am I single? Yes, I'm single and I'm fine with being single. I don't have time for a boyfriend. A relationship is a whole other job in itself. So I just prefer to focus on what my goals are. And, once my empire is built, then I can invite the king in. But until then, I'm not really interested.
I just asked because you're not a bad looking woman, and like I don't know if Charmin ain't never came to your rescue or anything.
Men are distractions to me. They're like the margaritas, they're really good. I'm feeling really great, but you're with them for too long and it starts to take a toll. So it's just like, I like to, I just like to just be by myself for a while and then, enjoy that occasional relationship or whatever. I have no intentions of ever being married. But yeah, I like the single life. I enjoy it.
Okay. What was it like interviewing Sheena the Rustler?
Yeah, she's intense. She's
Yeah.
she's from another planet. She is amazing. She's just such an amazing high caliber athlete, and she just is so good at everything that she does. I mean, she's doing pro wrestling, she's doing MMA, she's world champion judo. Like there are no limits for that woman. So she actually inspires me. So she's just incredible, and I had the honor to interview her. I've actually interviewed her twice, and she's just amazing.
Yeah, I seen you also Russell Vivi Lane. Yeah,
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 yeah, she's really good.
yeah, yeah. She lives in the NYC and stuff. I try to reach out to her, but I didn't get really no success. But it's all good. I got
Yeah,
you. So
yeah, you got me. Which
yeah.
reminds me, I do have to get going. So, um, because I have actually another place to be. I actually have a half-hour session that I have to go to,
All right.
where, I'm gonna go beat a guy up.
All right. I hope you have fun. I thank you again for having your time with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we finally able to make it happen. I know that I'm kind of a hard woman to get a hold of, but that's so I'm glad we were able to do this today.
Oh yeah. Would you like real brief like talk about your event or anything to the
Oh,
people?
yes. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm having my next wrestling event June 17th in Las Vegas. The website that you can go to is waonfire.com. And you'll be able to see all the amazing, beautiful athletes that are traveling from around the world to participate in this event. It's going to be a mixture of matches, so it's not going to be all pro wrestling, not all BJJ. One is going to be fantasy, one is going to be pro style, one is going to be competitive, one is going to be mixed wrestling. So it's almost like a variety show for wrestling. And
Okay.
it's an amazing event. We've had it 5 times, and it's just great. So if you can make it, we would love to see you there. And yeah, it's going to be very entertaining.
Okay. I don't want to keep you on too much. Take too much of your time. I appreciate it again. Maybe in the future, we can have more time. But thanks again. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
All right. Well, thank you, and you have a good rest of the weekend. And thank you to all my fans out there watching. And yes, I hope to see you there June 17th if you can make it to Las Vegas.
All right. I don't know, but maybe in the future.
All right. Well, thank
I'll
you.
watch your videos.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I'll send you a link to the videos when they're done. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.